Hello everyone, my name is Ishita and today I'm going to be teaching you a topic of circulatory system, the basics of the blood circulation in our body. So let's go. To explain the topic, I'm going to be referring to this diagram. So let's begin. The heart, this is the heart. The heart consists of four chambers: right atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. The blood from inferior vena cava which takes the deoxygenated blood from the lower part of the body, and superior vena cava, which gets the deoxygenated blood from the upper part of the body, deposits that deoxygenated blood in the right atrium. Okay, now the deoxygenated blood is in the right atrium. When the heart contracts, the heart is the size of this fist. When the heart contracts like this, it contracts, and here we have, right here between the atria and ventricle, there are some valves. So there are two types of valves: tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve. Okay, to learn which of the valve belong to which side, there's a mnemonic lab rat. Okay, lab rat, that is left is bicuspid and right is tricuspid. So in between the right atria and right ventricle, there is a valve called tricuspid valve. When the right atrium, the whole heart contracts together. When the heart contracts, the blood from right atrium goes to the right ventricle. Now from the right ventricle, there is another artery which is called pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery is the only artery in the body which carries deoxygenated blood. So from right ventricle, the pulmonary artery carries the blood, deoxygenated blood, towards the lungs. Now this artery divides into many small veins, small arteries. These are called as capillaries. These are very small. They have the wall thickness of a unit. That is because, why is it? You can think of that. This is because to help in the diffusion at lungs, deoxygenated blood is what is deoxygenated blood? Deoxygenated blood is the blood which contains carbon dioxide. So when it reaches the lungs, the carbon dioxide from this deoxygenated blood diffuses to the lungs, and the oxygen from the lungs diffuses in these capillaries. Now the blood contains oxygenated blood. This is called as pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein is the only vein in the body which carries oxygenated blood. Now this oxygenated blood goes to left atria. Back to the heart. Now from left atria, the heart contracts again. The blood goes to left ventricle through the bicuspid valve. Now when the heart contracts again, this blood, oxygenated blood, is connected to aorta. When this contracts, all the blood from left ventricle, that is the oxygenated blood, goes into the aorta, and aorta supplies it to all over the body. Now when the blood reaches, this aorta reaches to a body part, for example a cell. This again divides into small capillaries, very small vessels which have a unit thickness, so to ease diffusion. So now when this oxygenated blood reaches here near the cells, the oxygen from these capillaries diffuses into the cells, and the carbon dioxide from the cells diffuses back into these capillaries. Now these capillaries carry deoxygenated blood and pour it in the right atrium through the vena cavas. Vena cavas depend on the location. Like if the deoxygenated blood is brought from the lower part of the body, then it's called inferior vena cava. If it's brought from the upper part of the body, it's called the superior vena cava. Okay, there are two types of vessels: arteries and veins. Arteries, they have more amount of muscles because oxygenated blood is to be pumped to whole of the body. So the more muscles are required there, and to regulate the blood pressure, like if for once the blood pressure becomes high, so the muscle should be there to support the wall of the artery so that it does not burst and the blood does not go out. And vein, on the other side, the vein has smooth muscle layer, but it's comparatively smaller as compared to artery, because here the blood pressure is very slow and also the vein has valves to prevent the backflow of the blood. Okay, now this goes here and this process repeats again and again and again. This way the heart supplies the oxygenated blood to all the cells and collects all the deoxygenated blood, then takes it to the lungs where it gets oxygenated, then comes back to the heart. The heart beats continuously. For one beat, all of these contracts, like all the process occurs simultaneously. Okay, thank you.